welcome to Bangla City SATV News. This is Nahin Tahir with our headlines. Protests erupt in Rajshahi University after student killed in road crash. Authority gave Dhaka 5 lakh to victim's family. Police arrested driver. Petrapol land port strike entered day 3. Hundreds of freight trucks waiting to enter. Authorities are adamant in their decision. A subvariant of highly contagious Omicron coronavirus strain could be more infectious, has been detected in 57 countries, reports WHO. Mahbub Habib Himel, student of Rajshahi University, has been buried at Nato Central Graveyard today afternoon. He was buried after Zuhr prayer following second namaz-e-janaza. The university authorities have removed acting proctor assistant Professor Liaquat Ali from his post following the incident. Rajshahi University authorities handed over Dhaka 5 lakh to the family of Himel. Meanwhile, police arrested the driver today afternoon. Himel was crushed to death and another injured as a truck ran over a motorcycle on the campus last night. Petrapol land port strike entered day 3. Meanwhile, due to the strike, hundreds of goods trucks have been struck in the border area, most of which are perishable, with the raw materials of 100% export-oriented garment industry of Bangladesh. The strike has been called to protest various harassment by the LP manager at Petrapol port. In various demands of the workers, several thousand workers of 8 organizations are continuing the strike that began on 31st January. Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni said the ongoing closure of the educational institutions of the country is being extended for 2 weeks. Deepu Moni said the National Technical Advisory Committee on COVID-19 has suggested the government to extend the closure of educational institutions for some more days. She said this while talking to media today. Earlier, the Public Administration Ministry issued a notification to keep educational institutions shut till February 6th. Besides, emphasis was given on vaccination of students. Officials said the decision was taken based on observation of the National Technical Advisory Committee on COVID-19. Viewers, we are taking a short break. Stay with Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back, and you're watching Bangla City SATV News. A subvariant of highly contagious Omicron coronavirus strain, which some studies indicate could be more infectious than the original version, has been detected in 57 countries, World Health Organization said on Tuesday. WHO said that the variant, which accounts for over 93% of all coronavirus specimens collected in the past month, counts several sub-lineages: BA.1, BA.1.1, BA.2 and BA.3. There has been a clear rise in cases involving BA.2, which counts several different mutations from the original, including on the spike protein that dots the virus's surface and is a key in entering human cell. Several recent studies have hinted that BA.2 is more infectious than the original Omicron. Meanwhile, huge volume of medical waste due to COVID threatens health and the environment worldwide. Tremendous strain on the healthcare waste management system around the world needs proper treatment, ensuring proper safety for everyone.
COVID itself has created a devastating economic and social disruptions over the years as huge amount of healthcare waste is being generated. The World Health Organization reports overuse of gloves, moonsuits and the use of billions of masks and vaccination syringes have spurred a huge glut of healthcare waste worldwide. As a result, tens of thousands of tons extra medical waste has strained the waste management system and is threatening both health and the environment. Roughly around 87,000 tons of medical wastes, including PPEs, masks and gloves, obtained in just 1 year between 2020 and 2021. Besides, more than 8 billion doses of vaccine distributed worldwide, producing extra wastes. Separately, the wastes have been added to the terrestrial environment and are causing a surge in plastics washing up in the ocean coastlines and littering the seabed. However, many agencies and organizations meantime are working to reduce environmental harm, save money, possible supply shortages and preventing infections. Faisal Faruqi, SATV News Desk.
The heaviest flooding to hit Ecuador in 2 decades has killed at least 24 people in Quito. Emergency service said a dozen people are missing and 48 injured. Many in the city of 2.7 million people were taken to shelters as authorities declared 3 days of mourning started on Tuesday. Rain for 17 straight hours caused a deluge that damaged road, agricultural areas, clinic, school, a police station and an electric power substation. Dozens of soldiers were deployed to assist in search and rescue efforts of the police and fire brigades. The flooding began on the slope of the Pinacha volcano, which overlooks the nation's capital. Russian President Vladimir Putin accused the West on Tuesday of deliberately creating a scenario designed to lure into war and ignoring Russia's security concerns over Ukraine. In his first direct public comment on the crisis for nearly 6 weeks, a defiant Putin showed no sign of backing down from security demands that the West has called non-starters and a possible excuse to launch an invasion, which Moscow denies. Putin described a potential future scenario in which Ukraine was admitted to NATO and then attempted to recapture the Crimea Peninsula, territory Russia seized in 2014. India is going to launch a digital version of rupee as early as this year. India's finance minister confirmed the news on Tuesday. Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister, in her annual budget speech also outlined plans for 30% tax on income from digital assets. Meanwhile, India is the largest major economy to announce an official virtual currency as China trials the digital yuan. Some public universities opened in Afghanistan for the first time since the Taliban seized power, with a trickle of women attending classes. Most secondary schools for girls and all public universities were shuttered when the hardline Islamist group stormed back to power. It sparks fear women would again be barred from education. However, attendance was very light and Taliban fighters guarded the entrance. Drug production has risen sharply in Myanmar since the military coup. Trafficking has increased in several other countries, including Southeast Asia countries. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime reported that information authorities in Laos, Thailand and Malaysia seized at least 90 million drug tablets last month, most of which are produced in the remote border state in Shan. Myanmar has already had an excessive drug production. In the wake of the unrest and civil unrest in Myanmar since the coup, several groups of indigenous people have become involved in the drug trafficking and have expanded their territory. To mark Korean Lunar New Year, Korean cultural centers in 20 countries hosted traditional activities to give foreigners the opportunity to experience the warmth and joy of Seoul. Dalia Nilofer brings the story.
Seoul, the Korean Lunar New Year, has been celebrated around the world with colorful traditional activities. It is a great opportunity to spread the Korean culture across the world. In Indonesia, dozens of people gathered to compete in a traditional folk game tournament. Indonesians enjoyed classic Korean games played during Seoul, such as the traditional board game Yut Nori and the arrow throwing game Tuho. Offline events were held in Japan as well, as people were eager to experience Seoul in person. Around 100 people participated in tests, including tutorials for making accessories using Korean traditional materials. One of the most popular activities was wearing hanbok, the Korean traditional dress. In Canada, the Culture Centre published a webtoon introducing how Koreans honor their ancestors by preparing a table of food known as chare. They also hosted online classes teaching participants how to make traditional crafts and do calligraphy. Likewise, centers in other countries like Mexico, Egypt and Germany also shared the spirit of Solal. Dalia Nulfer, SATV News Desk.
Now the story from Sports World. Argentina beat a toothless Colombia 1-0 in a World Cup qualifier. On the other hand, Brazil beat Paraguay 4-0. Argentina extended their unbeaten run to 29 matches on Tuesday. Lautaro Martinez got the only goal in an untidy game after 29 minutes. He took advantage of a bad defending to rifle home from inside the penalty area. Meanwhile, Brazil got glorious victory against Paraguay. Marquinhos got the first goal for Brazil in 28th minute. After half an hour, Coutinho, Antony and Rodrigo, they each scored one goal and Brazil attained the victory 4-0. Before ending, we go through Bangla City SATV News headlines again. Protests erupt in Rockshire University after a student killed in road crash. Authority gave Dhaka 5 lakh to victim's family. Police arrested driver. Petropol land port strike entered day 3. Hundreds of freight trucks waiting to enter. Authorities are adamant in their decision. A subvariant of highly contagious Omicron coronavirus strain could be more infectious, has been detected in 57 countries, reports WHO. You're up to date with Bangla City SATV News headlines, and to know the latest in SATV News, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with us.